council people about it, and the mayor and I have talked about this actually this week, and I know Steve and I have visited about it too, about what potential that is. That is a facility that, and I've heard it when I talk to pilots that have come in there, is they're surprised that we have an airport like this. And the term, and then they always give us some ideas on what we should be doing, or what kind of business to bring in, whether it's industry around there or even just people to use the airport. And it's interesting to get their perspective from outside entities. I've gotten to know Jerry and Dustin from Snyder and Associates here over the last few months. Dustin was in town last Wednesday, I think. I had a chance to visit with him and opportunities that are potentially going to take place out there, and that's very exciting to me to see that asset to be a potential product that we can market here. And that's something that we really can hang our hats on, because you look up and down Highway 20 or even really any major 4-lane highway and see something like that, an airport like that with access. Because I can say I was out there when a jet came in from Chicago, and they loaded up big white vans and went to Oelwein for a site selection visit. And it really kind of ticks you off, actually, to say, they could have been here. But, the vision is to look at that 288 acres that adjacent to that, and what could that be? The city owns 20 acres already of grass that's sitting there. I know there's a potential project maybe coming up that definitely needs to be looked at. But that's exciting when you start thinking about what that could mean to the city of Independence, and it would be a different type of industry, I think, that would come in and be a higher level of job that wouldn't necessarily compete with the existing industry we already have. Because that's one thing that scares me. If we've got a company that wants to come in and pay $12.50 an hour to start and needs 50 people, where are we going to steal those from? And that's the word. We're going to steal them from, the company that Bob works for. We're going to steal them from Gator or L&M or Bachman or anywhere else down the line. You hate to see a revolving door as it goes along. So that gets into workforce. So here over the next probably 60 to 90 days, I'm working with the Sedona Staffing Agency here in town. We're looking to partner on doing some job fairs to get our local companies out and available for the people that are out looking for jobs, maybe looking for a better job, but we're really trying to target northeast of here. Not the ones that are going west to Waterloo to maybe work at John Deere, or going south to some outfits in Cedar Rapids, but looking northeast. And whether we will be successful or not, I guess it's worth a shot to see what we can do. Our regional group right now is taking a major initiative where we've been trying to go out to 5 or 6 trade shows, whether it's food technology or manufacturing or logistics, to bring businesses to the 7-county region. We're going to see how we can complement those shows, because we see trade school kids or students walk through those shows. Let's grab them. Let's give them our information to say, look at it, look at our area here. This is a potential. We've got jobs. We're doing a small Facebook campaign right now that's attracting in the Midwest. We've got close to 300 people that are following this Facebook site that we're posting jobs on. And we're regurgitating jobs we see in the newspaper on different sites, but they're out there. And that's the biggest thing, just to expose the jobs we have out there. And that's where we're going right now with that. And the next thing with the region we're looking at is spending some marketing resources to do some strategic planning, and we're looking also to get into with that to target trade schools. Flint, Michigan, Baker Community College up there, they're having a hard time placing their students. Why can't we go up there, talk to their placement people, be in their job fairs, and say, look at the jobs we have. How can we get you here? Similar climates, 5 hours either way from Chicago. It's worth a shot to try and have some success as far as workforce goes. If we're struggling right now to get big business, our regional group had a meeting on Friday with a site selection consultant that says you're not seeing businesses building really anywhere right now. You do see small pockets of it, but with the election and just the way the economy still is kind of leveled out, people are kind of holding back right now. We've seen some expansions, but we also have some people that are thinking, should they expand, should they not? An example, a regional partner, Underfirth Manufacturing in Butler County, makes Brent grain wagons, Underfirth grain wagons. Granted, the corn market helped this. They were going to build a 100,000 square foot facility, 100 jobs, and they pulled it because they didn't know where they were going to get the people. And we're hearing that across the board. John Deere doesn't necessarily worry about that, but it's the ones that are feeding into there or beyond that are looking at that. I think Mayor had handed out, Carl, you'd hand.
I gave it one.
This document came out when I started 2.5 years ago, and Bob can speak to this. He was on my selection committee. There was no mention of a strategic plan when I was hired, and I found it in the drawer about 3 months after I was hired. And to me, I was like, okay, well, is this a working document? And that was, I was hired in early 2010, and things were still kind of coming back. Didn't really know what was going on. So this has kind of been in motion over the last year, and it really stems of, I've heard more in the last couple of months, people come to me either directly or indirectly and want to know, what does our office do? What do I do? Well, this is a document that was put together here in the last 3 or 4 months that really outlines what we're trying to get into, what our ranking order is. When you look at workforce development as the top objective, and then worrying about our existing business, and then our community development, which gets into reporting of what we do and what we can offer to help, and also helping our communities develop a strategy for what could possibly happen someday. That's really my business, is to be here to help you for what potentially could happen someday. And that's just what it is, to be ready for that opportunity. Just like a Monsanto, what comes in, and now that you guys have had to deal with that on the backside, looking back, if that came again, would the city be ready? What would you guys be able to do? Not necessarily saying incentives, but the process of how it would work to make it seamless, and not have Monsanto say no because there was something wrong. It's good that they said yes. Again, the word "if" is in that agreement now, I know, but that, if anything, has brought some visibility to Independence, because Monsanto now is tagged with the city name, and it's not a negative to it, I don't think. I had a city council person at Fairbank ask me tonight, what's the status of that? So, at some point I need to sit down with you guys and find out where we're at with that directly, so I have maybe a better answer of what I need to communicate, and still staying positive about it. New business is fourth on the dime, but organizational objectives, just making sure our organization is viable. I can tell you exactly where any money we have had come in, where it went, where it sits, if it's our loan program. I can tell you where loans are. I can tell you what the status if they are. But everything is under control. And we can say that right now that we couldn't say, and I think Carl can have my back on this, that we couldn't say a year ago. And that's a lot of people have stepped up to do some work here in the last year to make sure that is in order and it's all taken care of, and it's a positive message instead of being negative, if you will. So, does anybody have any questions through this document? It's on our website. It's public. If you go to our, I guess for the TV audience, it's growbuchanan.com. It's under our About Us, our organizational business plan. I ask small businesses when they come to see me, and we talk through their concepts of, okay, do you have a business plan? A bank's going to want it. There's two reasons. A bank's going to want it